Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Data Cloud Now. I'm currently in San Francisco, where I'm now delighted to be joined by Prukalpa Sankar, co-founder and co-CEO of Atlan, along with Christian Kleinerman, EVP of Product at Snowflake. Such a pleasure to sit down with both of you here today.
So happy to be here with you, Ryan, and with you, Prukalpa. Awesome to see you here.
Yes, so excited. It's been such a great week.
Looking forward to diving in. Prukalpa, Atlan has had some major announcements this week, including winning Snowflake's Partner of the Year award for data governance. Tell us about the journey that Atlan is on.
Thank you. Oh my God, I think about a decade ago, I wouldn't have imagined being here. Our story at Atlan was we started as a data team ourselves. And this was when Snowflake probably had 12 customers, I think. And so I think we were one of the early modern data teams back then. And we realized that it was really hard for our team to have shared context, and it was really hard for our team to collaborate. And we ended up building Atlan for ourselves, and then opened up Atlan as a control plane data and AI governance platform for the world. And over the last couple of years, it's been, the growth has been phenomenal. Today we power actually enterprise value of over $10 trillion. And
wow.
So I was told by our marketing team that that would be equivalent to the GDP of the third largest nation in the world. And just some amazing joint customers, right? I mean, we have Medtronic and Workday and Affirm speaking at Summit this week. We've grown 4x in the last 2 years in joint customer base with Snowflake. And I think this award is just kind of like a culmination of the awesome work that the team has been doing with Snowflake.
I love to hear it. And Christian, I want to dive into Snowflake a little bit with you. It has very much transformed from a cloud data warehouse to a comprehensive AI data cloud platform. How are partnerships like the one with Atlan extending what's possible for your customers, particularly around data governance and collaboration?
I would say when we started just doing analytics and data warehousing, we had a very healthy partner ecosystem because there's no way we're going to do everything on analytics.
Right.
Now we've expanded to the broad life cycle of data, which goes from data ingestion, data transformation. So now the need is even higher. And in parallel, governance, which was an important part of Snowflake all along, is up as hot as it gets in terms of importance. Regulation is there. I think the geopolitical environment that we're operating in puts pressure on all of it. And just to add more urgency or more importance to the notion of governance is the rise of AI. Because in reality, I am a big believer. AI has a lot of opportunity to improve productivity, improve efficiency of pretty much every business process.
Right.
And what is the piece that makes it all come together is security and governance need to be respected and honored, and context, which is where semantic understanding, semantic metadata needs to fit in. So, if anything, we're in the middle of the partner pavilion. This place is humming because we are expanding the scope of Snowflake, but we're dramatically expanding the opportunity for many of our partners. And what we're doing with Atlan on every front, whether it is, data quality or metadata, it's super exciting. So we love the partnership with you.
It's great to hear. And for both of you, many organizations are struggling with AI readiness, getting their data foundations right for AI adoption. Christian, how is Snowflake evolving its platform to support AI workloads and make AI development more accessible?
There are several aspects to it. One is, at this point, having access to the latest and greatest models is almost table stakes. We're probably the only platform that has hosted in the security boundary Anthropic models, OpenAI models, Meta Llama models, our own models. So that's a big part of what we do to bring AI workloads to Snowflake. But the real challenge facing most organizations is how do they get their data to be ready for AI?
Right.
And data in this context is both structured data as well as unstructured data. We have capabilities to have a great agentic experience or conversational experience against both types of data. That's where Cortex Analyst, Cortex Search, Cortex Agents fit in. We have the user experience, which is Snowflake Intelligence. But what everyone learned in the last 12 months is none of that works if you don't have the right metadata.
Right.
And that's where I think we introduced the concept of semantic views as a way to capture semantic understanding or semantic values or metadata for the data. but who's going to populate that data? Who's going to go and bring life to that semantic model? And this is where we love what we're doing with Atlan.
It's great to hear, Christian. And Prukalpa, we've seen your Don't Do AI campaign and heard you talking about an AI value chasm. What is this chasm that you're speaking about?
Yeah, it is so interesting. I feel like in the data world, you go to any conference, you see any LinkedIn post, and everyone's talking about AI. But you ask people how much of this has gone to production, and then suddenly, eyes drop,
Gets quiet.
gets quiet. Today, about 75% of enterprises are not getting their AI to production. Like I think of this as this chasm. On the left side, there's this cliff, and there's a lot of AI experimentation, and there's a lot of money. And on the right side, there is, AI in production, and there's very, very, very little making it from the left to the right. And we've spent the last year talking to data and AI leaders to try and figure out what makes this chasm. Like, why are we not crossing the chasm? And it's kind of come down to, I think, of three things. The first problem is customers don't know where their data is. Like, I had a CIO tell me the other day, I have 1,000 AI use cases on my roadmap, and I have no idea where my data is to even start. The second problem is business meaning. I had another customer tell me, TAM on the open internet means total addressable market. In my company, TAM on the open internet could mean 100 things. In my company, it means total addressable market. LLMs know language, but who's going to teach it business meaning and semantics and so on? And the third step is really governance. If you deploy a chatbot for HR, it can use payroll data. Probably don't want, your HR data being used for anything else in the company. Sounds easy, really hard to do. And that's really what we're seeing as this chasm. And as Christian said, we think that context is the bridge. With AI, context is everywhere, right? I mean, we're talking about the model context protocol, we're talking about context windows, context is everywhere. How do you build that bridge where you're able to take AI from the left to the right? That's really what we're trying to solve for with AI readiness.
Great perspective, Prukalpa. And you're talking about metadata management shifting from a nice to have very much to being mission critical. How exactly does Atlan work with Snowflake to deliver AI value for those enterprises?
Yeah. So, I've been speaking to customers all week at Summit, and they are excited about, 3 or 4 things. The first is almost all of them are trying to enable Snowflake Cortex, talk to data use cases.
That's great to hear.
And then the question is, well, how do I teach, AI meaning? How do I teach it business meaning? That's the first layer we're investing in, which is how do we're extremely strong in human collaboration. How do we bring all this disparate context and meaning that exists inside the organization and make it available to AI in a way that's natively consumed by applications like Cortex? So that's the first problem statement we're going after. The second problem statement we're going after is AI governance. And this is where AI lifecycle management, how do I register my AI use cases? How do I define risk for these AI use cases? How do I define the guardrails? That's the second core problem. And the third, infrastructure. So we are super excited at Snowflake Summit. We launched our metadata lakehouse, which is Iceberg native. It is directly available on Snowflake, so you can leverage Snowflake compute directly for your metadata workloads. We believe that metadata is going to become like big data. As agents and AI needs to natively start talking to metadata for every single action it does. And that's the third layer of investment.
And you're doing it in an interoperable way through Iceberg.
Exactly. We're doing it in a fundamentally interoperable way through Iceberg.
That's super cool.
I love to hear the overall journey and a lot of momentum for Snowflake and Atlan. Before we wrap, what can customers expect from the joint partnership in the coming months? Christian, why don't we start with you?
I think we'll continue down the path of what we've been doing, which is we are focused on world-class data platform and technology. More and more use cases, whether it's AI or BI, benefit from richer metadata. That's where Prukalpa and Atlan have focused on bringing amazing metadata, amazing context, which complement what we do. That's why we have so many mutual customers, and we'll continue on this journey together. We love the partnership.
It's great to hear Prukalpa from your state.
And likewise, I think as Snowflake builds the AI data cloud, we want to build the metadata cloud, the context cloud for the AI data cloud, and ton ton of activity over the last 6 months or so, and just you're going to see a ton of launches as we build that journey together.
I forget how many years ago was it that we first met, and you mentioned that metadata cloud, and I'm like, sold. Like, it's very complimentary. Data cloud, metadata cloud, it's great.
I absolutely love it. An exciting next chapter for Snowflake and Atlan. Such a pleasure sitting down with both of you here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us, Ryan. Great to see you.
It was
Prukalpa.
nice meeting you, Christian.
And for the audience watching, such a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.